Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about blood-filled vessels. What are they? Who should run them? Who should absolutely not run them? And kind of what to expect, or just a little bit of awareness around the subject. So last league, there was a ritual league and added something called blood-filled vessels. Now, how do you get a blood-filled vessels? You get a ritual vessels which you can encounter and pick up from normal maps that spawns in rituals, and after you completed a ritual you can fill up the ritual vessels where you then suck up all the monsters that you killed in that thing, and then you have that, right? This one I sucked up 60 monsters from Ato, this one is 54, this one is only 24, it's from Leyline, and etc, etc, etc. You suck up monsters, you get blood-filled vessels. Now what does this do? As it reads out here, rituals have 20% improved favor rewards. Rituals spawn monsters 20% faster. Rituals have 20% more maximum monster life. Or 20% more maximum monsters alive. Yeah. But basically it gives us more monsters and more loot and more favor. And as of right now, in my opinion, in 3.14 Ultimatum, this is the most fun in-game mechanic encounter that we have. It's really expensive. For me at the time, it cost about 1.3 to 1.4 exalted orbs, more likely 1.4 exalted orbs to run each map. And I'll talk a little bit about the loot I got. I have the tab over here called vessels. There's some of the smaller stuff we got. Here's all the big stuff we got. But I'll go into that in a little bit of detail. First, I'll show you how I run my maps. I get +2 monster level from a Terra Ivory Whetstone and a Stalwart Defenders Ivory Whetstone. You can see both of these use +1 monster level to area. Then I run with increased tribute on my ritual altars, and I run them so ritual altars always have 4 ritual altars, and combined with this passive here, we get 5 ritual altars every time we run a map. Now, if you don't know anything about blood-filled vessels, you're gonna ask, why is it worth to spend this much money per map? I'll just run a map and talk a little bit about it as we go. Who kind of should play these maps, who really shouldn't. So first of all, I would say if you are looking to make any gear upgrades towards your characters or have planning on making other characters in the near future, you should absolutely not run this. At this point of the league, I already have characters that are worth about 5 mirrors gear in total. 5 mirrors gear worth in total. This character is just about 4 mirrors worth, and it's completely min-maxed. I do not need currency for anything at all. I have more currency than I can spend, and this is the point of the league where I find this fun, right? You can see, even though this content should be relatively hard, I can make it very trivial, and because I have such a strong build, right? I'm just running around, everything blows up instantly. I get a bunch of hit on the buffs, and you can see my entire screen is full of MCX, because that's just life sometimes. So I would say you should only ever gamble with this if you don't need to upgrade your builds further, you have some spare currencies, and if you were to invest 100 exalted orbs, you could afford to invest 100 more afterwards, right? Yeah, I feel like you need to be ready to lose a lot of money in order to have a chance of getting something, but you might never see any returns. Because you have a decent, I say decent, right? You have a decent chance of getting mirrors, headhunters, you drop exalted orbs quite commonly, etc, etc. But you need to run a lot of maps, so you need to maybe spend 100, 150, 200 exalted orbs worth of ritual vessels before you have a real chance of saying you can start making some money. Probably on average, right? So unless you're willing to set 200 exalted orbs on fire and potentially lose a bigger part of them, you should definitely stay away from them. But if you're at my stage of the league where you have a really awesome character and you can make the game look something like this, then I think it's a really fun endgame. To me, probably the most fun endgame there is. And just a chance of finding mirrors, finding headhunters, and making the game look like this is it's interesting, I guess you could say. I'm probably gonna get some hate for it, but let's just see if we get anything good in our ritual shop. Probably not, but there's a chance. Let's just re-roll that. Hey, a 5-link cargo jack. That's not very good. Guess I'll buy that. A 6-link Kingsguard. That's not worth anything. So you see, I spent 1.4 exalted orbs to run this map, and I got a breach scarab. So not very good. But The longer you go, the bigger chance you have of loot. I mean, this is a divine op. I can't afford it's 15C, right? It's a lot of the times your windows will look a lot like this, and you'll mostly have a bunch of garbage. And sometimes you have chances of good stuff. So now, after explaining to you who is gonna run these kind of maps, who should probably run them, and if you're not willing to set your currency on fire to gamble, you probably shouldn't run it. Now I'm just gonna talk about some of the loot. The reason why I'm running with +2 monster level is so I can get a Blizzard crown level 85 base, right? If you just look at the... It shouldn't show any stats, let's remove that. This alone is 8 exalted orbs. When you drop one, you can split them into 2. So I got 1 Blizzard crown that used a split bead as a mastery, turns it into 2. These were about 1 exalted orbs each, so I got a few bases, right? But I mean, this is still almost 20 exalted orb words of bases. So I definitely recommend, if you have a strong enough build, and if you decide to do this, to get +2 monster level, just so you can make a little bit more bases. Then we got some raw exalted orbs, we got some divine gnomes, we got a bunch of scarabs, ancient gnomes, some maps, and everything else down here is let me find the right tab. Everything down here is, you know, it adds up, but this is what I got in 36 maps. I ran 36 maps, and I think it ended up costing something like this. Let me do 36 times 1.4. It's about 50 exalted orbs. And I think I ended up making, in total back from this, around 40. So I am down 10 exalted orbs from running 36 maps. Now, I could have been even, but I messed up. I saw a mirror shot. Well, there was a mirror shot, but I ignored it. The best way I can put it, when this is grayed out and you have a bunch of deferred items above it, it was very easy for me to miss. And I could have been even, but I think this is pretty lucky and it's not enough numbers to do it. So in the future, I'm gonna be running a lot more blood-filled vessels, and I'll just update you. So I'll make this part 1. The next time I run a bunch of maps, I'll do a part 2 and fill you in how much money I'm potentially losing every time I run it. But I'm gonna keep doing it for the rest of this league. And the only reason is I think it's fun. Is it profitable? Should you do this to make money? Absolutely not. If you think it's a fun gamble, you have a build that can handle it, and you think, you know, once you have a headhunter, you want to go fast, you think it looks cool, then I think Bloodfilled Vessels could be for you. But otherwise, I would say pretty far away from it. I released a video earlier today on how you found the Bloodfilled Vessels and how much money you can make it. I think if you don't have a headhunter yet, you should just absolutely farm and sell the vessels to people like me who just wants to set their currencies on fire and chance of getting something good. But you know, that is my take on it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now you maybe know a little bit about what it is, who is buying them, why they're potentially worth so much, and that you're probably not losing out unless you're seeking the thrill that, you know, the lack of the in-game is right now in the game. And this is the best we got. So if you enjoyed this video, remember, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave some links down below to my Discord, to my Twitter, to my Twitch. If you want to see me do this live and stream, I'll probably be doing this a bunch in the future, and you can check it out then. Alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic, great, amazing, super awesome day. I hope you drop many mirrors, many exalted orbs, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!